Hello everyone, in this video we're going to be talking about VPC, which stands for Virtual Private Cloud. And a private cloud is an isolated private network within a public cloud. So the first thing we have to ask is, well, what is a cloud? Well, to put it simply, the cloud is just a bunch of servers in a building. And these servers are accessed from the internet. These servers provide services on behalf of clients, such as businesses and organizations. And this cloud is available for the public to use, which is why it's called a public cloud. So as an example, if a business or an organization wanted to run their applications, such as a website or a database, they could spend the money and the time to build and maintain their own servers on premises and run these applications on them. Or another option is to use a public cloud, meaning they can instead go with a cloud provider and use their servers instead to run their applications, which is what a cloud is. A public cloud is a third-party service provider that sells their servers' computing resources to the public. Some popular public cloud providers are Amazon Web Services, Microsoft Azure, and Google Cloud Platform. So what is the difference between a public cloud and a virtual private cloud? Well, as I stated before, a VPC is the creation of an isolated private network within a public cloud. And the reason for a VPC is for isolation and security. Because in a public cloud, the computing resources are shared between the clients that are using that public cloud. But in a VPC, they are not. A VPC is a creation of a secure and isolated space in a public cloud, which provides greater security. So as an analogy, the public cloud could be compared to an apartment building with tenants. The building represents the public cloud's infrastructure and computing resources, and the tenants of the building are clients. And these tenants are all sharing the infrastructure and the resources of the building, such as the concrete, steel, piping, and so on. But a VPC is like creating another separate building where only one tenant or client occupies it. So it's totally isolated from the other building. So how do you create a VPC? So as an example, let's say that a business wanted to use a VPC. So what they would do is they would go to a public cloud provider of their choosing, and then in that public cloud, they would create and configure their own VPC. And in a VPC, you can configure an entire network, from servers, route tables, internet gateways, subnets, security groups, and so on. And it's all done virtually. And you can even create multiple networks in your VPC. So let's say that this business wanted to create two separate networks in their VPC. And this is done by creating a couple of subnets in the VPC. One network or subnet would be for hosting their website, and the other would be for their database. So you would give both subnets different IP address groups to separate the network traffic. Now, since the website needs to be accessed from the public, from the internet, that subnet would need internet access. So this would be a public subnet. So you would have to configure a virtual internet gateway and routing tables to let traffic in and out. But since the database has sensitive information that should not be accessed from the public, this subnet will be a private subnet. So no internet gateway needs to be configured for this. However, the company itself still needs to access the database on this private subnet. And this can be done by configuring a VPN to create a secure and direct connection from one network to another over the internet. So with a virtual private cloud, you have total flexibility. You can create your own isolated space on the cloud, and you have total control over everything. So what are the benefits of using a VPC? Well, as I mentioned earlier, one reason is for security, because a VPC is a logically secured network, and the data and the applications are isolated from the other clients on the public cloud. Another benefit is scalability, because as a business or an organization grows, a VPC can dynamically change quickly to meet any need. And VPCs are also cost effective because you won't have to spend a lot of money on your own hardware, which can be very expensive, and the additional cost of maintaining your own physical servers. So guys, I want to thank you for watching this video on Virtual Private Cloud. Please subscribe, leave a comment, and I will see you in the next video.